In this video, I'm going to show you guys how to create a new project and also how to use the cout to print a line to the screen. So in order to create a new C++ project, you're going to, after installing Visual Studio 2019 and setting up all the the whole setup process, you're going to click Create New Project. We're going to select an empty project. You can find this pretty easily if you just put C++ in the filter, and it will be the top one, empty project. So you can click Next. I'm going to name it, so I'm just going to name it Tutorial 1. Then you're going to save it in a folder. I would recommend just creating a new folder to save it in. So you're going to click Select Folder. It's going to put the folder in the location. Make sure you have a name just so you can recognize your program. You're going to click Create. And it's going to bring you to this screen. You're going to click Source File. You'll right-click Source File, which should be on the right in the Solution Explorer. If not, you can click View Solution Explorer right there. So right-click Source File, hover over Add, do New Item, and then you can select C++ file or .cpp, and then you can give it a name right here. So I'm just going to do p1.cpp, and Add, and it will bring up this screen. So the first thing you're going to want to do is hashtag include IOStream. This is just one of the basic C++ route libraries that you should probably just include in every single one of your programs. And then you're also going to do using namespace std, which is the string library, or the string namespace. You need this in order to use like cout, cin, just most basic C++ functions. And then you're going to create a main function. So you're going to do int main with parentheses and then brackets to close in the code. So you have to do this in order to run anything to the console. It's just the main menu. So after you do int main, you always want to do return 0, or else it won't run the function properly because it's a int function. And in order to print to the screen, we use the cout function. This function is part of the namespace std. It's what you use to print any lines to the console. You do cout, brackets pointing towards it, or not brackets, the less than signs pointing towards it, and then you're going to put parentheses, and inside the parentheses is whatever you want to write. So say hello world, exclamation mark, and then you can do endl, which will end the line. So if you write any other couts after this, it will write it on the line underneath it. So I'm going to do hello world without the endl first. And to run the program, you do Control F5, and that will automatically compile and run it. And as you can see, it says hello world, and it runs it to the console. So if I was to write another line, another cout, let's do the dog. And this is without the endl, it will do this. So I'm Control F5 to compile and run. And you see how it does hello world, and then the dog is right after the exclamation mark. That's because there's no endl to separate the lines. So to fix that, you do, after the sentence you're writing, you do the two less than signs and do endl. You can also just do, or I'll show you that in a second, but this is what the endl does. So hello world, and then the endl ends the line here and then prints the dog to the next line. The other thing you can do instead of endl is just you do \endl or \n, and it does the same thing as endl. So if I compile and run it, you can see hello world, and then it uses that new line character and prints the dog on the next line. So that's pretty much it for this video. The next video I'll talk about primitive data types like int, double, all those different data types and how to use them. And I'll also talk about printing them out to the screen. Thank you.